Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from theschooloftrade.com. It's February 9th, 2010. Here's your live trade room recap. Had a great day in live trade room this morning, guys. Hope you took some time to go out and join us as a trial guest or a lifetime member. I want to remind you guys, before we talk about the trades we took today, I want to remind you guys, if you're watching this video on our YouTube page, in the description of the video, there's 3 important links there. One for our live trade room recorded sessions, the second for our 12-month track record, and the third is for our 3-week free trial. So make sure you guys check out those important links there, guys, in the description of the YouTube page. Let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 total trades this morning, guys. Everything from the euro to the gold, crude, 2 steps, breaker patterns. As you guys can see here, 63 ticks out of the market. We gave a little bit of money back towards the end of the morning. We could have been over 80 ticks, but of course we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. 63 ticks, that brings our total this week to 71 ticks this week, 3,800 USD for the month of February. And you guys can see there, 2010 totals averaging over $700 and 13,000 USD, guys. Only 4 contracts. We'll keep you guys posted. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, I think the most important thing that happened today was we learned how sometimes, guys, you got to know when to call it quits, right? Know when to grab the golf clubs and hit the green. Because, guys, today was a good example. Most of the volume is between 9:30 and 10:30. So once we get past 10:30, we tend to start seeing that dead zone set in. You want to ask yourself, right, are we losing money after that? Am I giving money back to the market after 10:30? Price action slows down. Obama loves to speak after 10:30, right? 10:45, 10:50. We always have Obama kind of sneaks in front of the limelight there and steals all the volume from us. So we tend to see things slow down. Political speakers get up and talk. News events are coming out usually before 10:30, so things will tend to slow down, that dead zone from 10:30 on. Guys, don't be afraid to call it quits if you're giving money back to the market this time. Watch your ATR. What's your average to range, right? Is it starting to lower, right? Is that average to range dropping? Because if it is, guys, it probably means we're not getting as much follow through. Okay, are you seeing flat trigger lines? And what are your results? Guys, if you look at our results here today, guys, we gave back the majority of our money here after 10:30 today. We could have had close to 100 ticks, but instead we decided to keep pushing this price action. One thing we definitely learned today, though, guys, was don't be afraid. If you're starting to see things slow down, guys, you made some money between 9:30 and 10:30, or like today for us, we made some money before 9:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:15, 10:15, 10:30. Guys, don't be afraid to toss in the towel and say, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to take my money out of the market, put it in a safe place, and save it for the day. That was pretty much the most important thing we learned today, guys. Of course, 10 total trades, guys. First 2 trades here this morning on crude. This is a perfect example, guys, of what happens all the time in these markets. We come in, we get ourselves set up, and just before 9:30, we see a couple good moves here in the market. Now, it was a great example today because we saw back-to-back breaker short and then reversal for a 2-step pattern long. So if you guys look at this, there's 2 trades here. Short-term trend down. We know that by looking at my trigger line. We then break, of course, below this red line here, right? 72.85, somewhere around there. We make up our swing low at 75. We bounce below that swing low 75 here, 823, a breaker pattern short. So trading with the trend here, got filled here at 72s. We got +4, second target +8. Then we trailed our stop, locking in more profit at +5, +4, +8, +5. That's 21 ticks or 210 USD. Now, of course, that was our biggest trade of the day, and you're going to watch as the day progressed here, guys, the price action got worse and worse. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Next up, only about 5-6 minutes later, what do we see? We were looking for price action to come down and break these 72.63, 72.64 level, but it didn't. What happened was we bounced off those levels. We make up our swing high here at 79. Once we break above that swing high, there's your 2-step pattern long. So counter trend trade now. We started off at 23 minutes past the hour, made 21 ticks here going with the trend. We saw the trend reverse. We took a break back above our swing high here at 79. 5 minutes later, 2-step pattern long, entered at 81, got a +6 and then +1. So, of course, we initially have our target at +4. We got filled at +6. That 6 times 2 is 12. +1 times 2, of course, is 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. So 14 total ticks there, 140 USD on our first 2 winning trades of the day. So we always like getting our day off to a good start here, guys. 14 ticks in the first one, 21 ticks in the second. Let's keep moving. We had a scratch trade here in the euro. This is our third trade. Third trade here was a scratch trade. Now, this is kind of a frustrating move here because we saw a nice strong move down. Steep trend, of course, trending down here. We break below a red line. We make our swing low here at 37, and we broke below that swing low. But look and see, guys. You can see here how we have these choppy price action here. You can see these candlesticks here, right? Very, very choppy. So up and down, up and down. And what's happening here was, guys, at the time, we got in on the first candlestick there. But then we sat there for about 2 seconds, right? 2-3 seconds. We sat there at our entry there at 35. And guys, when I see, of course, things like momentum curling up, if you look down the bottom here, guys, at this point, momentum now began to shift and point back up here. So with momentum now shifting and pointing back up, if we're sitting there at the point of entry, nothing going on, guys, we got to get an exit strategy here, move that stop down to entry, and that way, if it does take us down, we can make some money. We count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's called our 5-second rule, right? It's called our 5-second rule here. We'll stop to entry after 5 seconds if we're not seeing anything happen, and we get stopped out at our point of entry at 35. So it's scratch trade. Nothing in, nothing out here on our third trade here on the euro. Let's keep moving. Next up on gold. Next 3 trades, guys. We're on gold here. Back to back to back winners here. 944 was the time. We, of course, had the short-term trend was down. We have the previous high of day here. Also, we have one of these red lines, right? 74.1. We bounce off the red line. We make up our swing high here, and we break above that swing high at 944. 2-step pattern long, right? So counter trend trade, bouncing off the support at 74.3. 75.6 was our fill here, guys. +4. Target fill +4. Stop to entry +1. We take it down to +1 for 10 ticks or 100 USD. So counter trend trade. We see a lot of these little scratch trades, guys, on the counter trend 2 steps because obviously we're trading against the trend. So we expect it to reverse back against us. Second trade here on gold. 1015. Here we go. Breaker pattern long. So of course we've got our short-term trend is up. We made it above this previous day high of day. We made our swing high, and then we break above that swing high. Now, of course, you can see there's two swing highs here. One of which we try to get into first, right? This first one here did not give us much big buyers coming in, so we waited for the second one. The second one was when we saw those big buyers step in. 75.4 was the fill for this breaker pattern long at 1015. We got +4 and +2. So +4 is our first target. Stop to entry +1. We got a lucky bounce there at +2. So of course there's your +12 ticks or 120 USD. Trading with the trend here, rising. Again, I can tell my trend by looking at the slope of my trigger line. Next up, guys. Final trade here. Final 3 trades here on gold. Last trade of gold on this little move here at 10 o'clock. 10:19, so 4 minutes later, guys, short-term trend is up. We're looking for a breaker pattern long, right? Looking for that breaker pattern long up top here above 76 even. We didn't see it, though, so of course we wait for price to get below my trigger line. Not good enough just to get below that swing low here. Swing low is right around the 75.6 level here. We needed to also get below my trigger line, right? My trigger line, that's the most important thing for a 2-step. Make sure to get below that for a 2-step short. That way there's all this room to run to the downside. We got short here at 5.4 on a 2-step trend reversal. Now this, guys, was a great example of sometimes how your automated trade management strategy is going to kick into gear, but sometimes price moves so quickly that you got to do it manually. Had to move my stop manually here, and things move so quickly at the time. By the time I could move my stop down, it was already -1 for me. So of course I took my +4, that's 8 ticks. We got -1, of course, that's 2 contracts off at -1, the other half of the position. That's how we got our 6 ticks. So made 8 ticks on the first target, gave back 2 ticks on the stop. There's your 6 ticks or 60 USD. Key again, guys, is getting below that trigger line for our 2-step pattern short. Back to crude here now. Back to crude. Of course, just about 15 minutes later here, guys, we have the short-term trend being down. Right? Short-term trend is down. We can tell that by looking at the slope of my trigger line. We have all this support here, guys, 72.95. Now remember, we had the big round number here, 73 even, right? Big round number, 73 even. We have that 5-tick rule. So 73.05 was my swing high here, guys. We broke above that swing high, and here's a small loss here on crude at 1031, a 2-step pattern long going counter trend trade, right? Short-term trend down. We bounce above the swing high for our 2-step pattern long. 73.07 was the fill. We, of course, again, counting down, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I don't see things moving, I'm going to move my stop up to my point of entry to lock out all that risk. Couldn't do it fast enough. We got stopped out at -1. 4 contracts. That's -4 ticks or 40 USD.